The Moffat Water Tunnel project is the realization of a vision of a clean, dependable water supply inspired by desperate need. The Dust Bowl of the early 1930s left Denver parched. The supply of precious water dwindled ever close to its last reserves. It was one of the worst droughts on record, and it prompted Denver's Board of Water Commissioners to take urgent action. This monumental undertaking is actually the story of two tunnels. The future water tunnel originally served another purpose, to speed up construction of the Moffat Railroad Tunnel. That tunnel was first conceived around the turn of the last century by financier and railroad developer David Moffat. As the railroad tunnel was carved into the mountain through James Peak, a smaller pilot tunnel bored alongside allowed miners to cut access points into the larger tunnel. This enabled work to take place on multiple stretches of the tunnel at the same time. Tunnel workers endured bitter cold and snow, long days, and dangerous conditions at high altitude. Men died building that tunnel. There was an air of superstition to the effort. Miners working from opposite ends believed that while victory would be sweet for the first camp to hole through, a curse would fall upon the other. In 1927, the East and West crews at last met in the middle. The momentous occasion high in the Rocky Mountains was broadcast by radio around the country. From Washington, D.C., President Calvin Coolidge used a telegraphic key to detonate the final blasts of dynamite deep inside the Moffat Water Tunnel. Remarkably, the two now connecting sides were nearly perfectly aligned. The railroad tunnel was completed in 1928. But the pilot tunnel left behind held untapped potential. Denver's Board of Water Commissioners and city leaders saw promise in that unfinished pioneer bore. It would eventually become the Moffat Water Tunnel and the foundation of the future Moffat Collection System. The system would include the tunnel with diversions and canals, the Moffat Treatment Plant, and Ralston Reservoir. To move water from the Fraser River on the western slope, store it along the Front Range, and deliver it to Denver and surrounding communities. The plan won public support. Voters approved funding, and the U.S. Public Works Administration awarded a grant in 1934 to improve the Moffat Water Tunnel and provide steady work to those struggling through the Great Depression. The nearly 6.3-mile tunnel was enlarged and reinforced to withstand water, pressure, and time. 3 years later, much-needed water surged through the tunnel to serve the growing population 4,000 feet below. "75 years later, the Moffat Collection System is central to Denver Water's commitment to provide high-quality water to Denver and its surrounding suburbs. The visionary journey first embarked upon nearly 8 decades ago is truly an engineering marvel, one that would satisfy the water needs of many generations to come."